I recently had the chance to review Sauria, which is a pretty freaking cool dinosaur survival board game. An expansion for the game called Claw of Sauria has already been funded on Kickstarter and met quite a few stretch goals. The publisher was kind enough to send me a prototype of the expansion to check out. Since this is a prototype and the components are not final, this is more of a preview than a review. It is not sponsored, however, so you can expect me to give my opinions on it anyway. Claw of Sauria expands the base game with new dinosaurs, playable characters, and a reconstructed co-op mode. If you are already a fan of the base game, or it sounded interesting to you, Claw of Sauria does expand on everything that made it great by simply adding more to it. New characters expand your play options, and each one brings a unique playstyle to the game. There are 4 new characters, but the captain is only usable in co-op play, so I'll tackle it later. We have the Wrangler that has her very own pet raptor that can help her fight. Additionally, wild raptors ignore her, which is a massive benefit in itself. As long as her pet raptor Ash is alive, she gains an extra yellow die when attacking. Ash can also attack, but it's risky since Ash has low HP. It's great for finishing off wounded dinosaurs though. Such strong benefits come at a cost. Her objectives can be pretty tough, including a really interesting one where you have to capture and carry other raptors to safety. The Paleo Vet, more than any other character, is one that you want to be friends with. She is obviously a boon in co-op, but you may find yourself wanting to ally with her in standard play as well. She is an incredible healer. Wounded dinosaurs also tend to ignore her, so she has an easier time than most getting around the island. The Mercenary is a game changer though, and not just for the player who picks him, but the whole table. The Mercenary can attack other players, and they can defend themselves when he does. Some of his objectives even require him to kill another player. He's a great addition because he adds a more antagonistic role to the gameplay and is a clear enemy when someone chooses him. It definitely lends Sauria a vibe that's closer to Nemesis, but without the secrecy. You know going in that the Merc isn't friendly, and it's a lot of fun to play around him. You might feel bad leaving other characters to be devoured by a T-Rex, but when it comes to the Merc, you might do it on purpose, and it's a nice new dynamic to play with. New dinosaurs enter the fray as well. The new Caprasukos is difficult to escape from with 3 yellow dice. This really does make me think the designer is a fan of the Ark video game. If you know, you know. The Sauropelta is a little herbivore that's peaceful but dangerous if provoked. The stubby-armed Carno is included, as well as the aggressive tickle turkey Therizinosaurus. The deadliest new additions come in the form of the Carcharodontosaurus and slithery Titan Boa. The new dinosaurs follow the same formula as the base game dinosaurs do, but add more variety to the game, which is always nice. You won't see every type of dinosaur in every game, and that makes it less predictable and more exciting. A few new items are added as well, including a beastly rocket launcher. That's good, because you're going to need that extra firepower when tackling Claw of Sauria's new co-op mode. In Claw of Sauria, the revamped co-op mode introduces a deadly new hybrid dinosaur, the Saurian Onyx. Players are given a brand new team-based objective card and win by either completing 18 victory points worth of objectives, or by killing the Saurian Onyx. But you're not the only one doing the hunting. The Saurian Onyx is hunting you. The co-op mode is a very large focus of the expansion. All of the new encounter cards are reserved for it, as well as a DCU companion system, complete with a special character that can only be used in this mode. Each character gets a DCU companion based on the player count. These members of the dinosaur containment unit add extra firepower to your attacks, and they can be used as fodder when you're being attacked by those angry carnivores. The Saurian Onyx has its own noise cubes, and when a player draws one, it appears on their location. If it was already on the board, it moves there anyway. This means that the powerful hybrid can strike anyone at any time, is hard to track, and remains unpredictable. The creature is obviously inspired by the Indominus Rex, right down to allying with raptors. It does an amazing job of capturing its fearsome power and serves as a wonderful adversary for the players. Furthermore, the Saurian Onyx has 2 random traits that get flipped as it's reduced to 0 HP. You essentially have to defeat it 3 times, and new traits modify the creature. It can gain extra movement, attacks, and other abilities, and it helps make each co-op game slightly different. The whole setup works wonderfully well within Sauria's framework. You have to work together to defeat the Saurian Onyx or simply survive it as you complete the objectives. The hybrid still follows the same logic as other large carnivores, and that means you can use the island's other dinosaurs to your advantage. None of them will be a match for the hybrid, but every bit of damage it takes from them is one step closer to its defeat. Believe me, you will never be happier to see a T-Rex than when a Saurian Onyx is chasing you down. It's a brilliant execution that once again cements how well Sauria mimics the Jurassic movies. I did criticize the base game's co-op mode. It felt tacked on and led to quarterbacking due to the low margin of error and tight path to victory. Claw of Sauria cleans those pitfalls up very well. The co-op specific objective cards are more focused, and you don't have to complete everything as long as you gain 18 points from any and all sources. You also have a secondary win condition of simply defeating the hybrid, and finally you no longer fail if a survivor dies. Instead, half of your team has to survive. All of those changes make for a co-op experience with more decision space and a larger margin of error, while still maintaining a tough challenge thanks to the ominous hybrid. You also can't justify quarterbacking someone's turn because of how often the hybrid changes targets. It can appear at any time against any player. I personally would have liked to have seen more objective cards. There's only a couple per player count, and a player count of 5 only has 1. I'd also like to see more than one hybrid. However, the backside of the hybrid sheet is a placeholder for a community-made hybrid if a certain stretch goal is reached. That stretch goal has already been unlocked, so I'm going to get my wish there. I did also notice that the captain character feels too strong at lower player counts. The fewer players, the better your DCU companions are. The captain starts with an extra one and a free weapon card. I was able to completely melt any dinosaur I came across, including the hybrid once or twice. The captain is less impactful at higher player counts though. Claw of Sauria is a simple extension of everything that made Sauria great. It expands the base experience with new characters and dinosaurs that add further variability and replay value to a game that already had a dino-sized portion of it. That said, if you have no interest at all in a co-op mode, over half of the box will be useless to you. You can technically use the hybrid in standard play, but it definitely wasn't made for that and will lead to very random and unfair deaths. This is very clearly a co-op focused expansion with some extras added in. The co-op mode is great, however. The new system really captures the feel of characters working together while being hunted by a science gone too far experiment. The fact that the Saurian Onyx interacts with the other dinosaurs is brilliant, and the fact that the finished version will have a second hybrid is the icing on the cake. Claw of Sauria definitely earns my recommendation, and given that the original game was already a Kickstarter success, you can have confidence in Million Games to deliver a second time. If you enjoyed this video or found it informative, consider liking and subscribing. It definitely helps me out a great deal. I've also left several links down in the description below, including a link to my website where you can find the bulk of my written content, but also to my Patreon, Instagram, Twitter, and more. But in any case, thanks for watching, and until next time.